Talk to me briefly about upgrading mentors, because of course as we get better and better relationships, we tend to be around people who have better relationships. As we have been better shape, maybe we start being people that have better health. As our finances would get better, we tend to hang out with people that their finances are better. Or when their network marketing business is doing well, I have the honor of spending a little bit of time with you because your business is just incredibly doing well. Do we upgrade mentors? Is it okay to upgrade mentors? Does it hurt the mentor's feeling?
It shouldn't. Your mentor has to stretch you. And there's many times in life where the student catches the mentor. Not only should that not offend you, it's actually a great honor in the sense that, wow, okay, this was such a hungry student that they went out there and applied everything. You can literally get to the point where even the mentor knows, I don't have anything else to offer. I mean, if a student is caught up and to the lid of the mentor, then they have to look for somebody else. Now, I can't speak for the individual whether they'd be offended, but I certainly wouldn't be offended if somebody caught up. I mean, that would keep me hungry to keep growing, certainly. But if somebody catches up to the mentor, then they have a responsibility to the rest of their team to find someone that still stretches them. I've seen it happen hundreds of times where someone was a fantastic mentor when they were from zero to the first couple years and making $50,000 or $100,000 a year in income. But in order to move on, a $100,000 a year income person is probably not going to be able to teach a $100,000 a year income person how to make $1 million a year. Because if they knew how to make $1 million a year, who do you think they would have helped first?
Oh, absolutely. And I've experienced that several times during my career so far, that I've had to upgrade the mentors in some areas. And that was like back when I was single, I kind of didn't need somebody to mentor me in a relationship area. So then it was okay to have a mentor, which maybe wasn't perfect in that area. But then when I got into a relationship, I realized I really do need a mentor in this area now because that person is going to help me. So that was an upgrade. And then on wealth, you're going to surpass many of your mentors. You're living in a different time of age where I believe things gets easier and easier and easier. And the longer we go into the 2010, 2011, 2015, 2020, I believe the future is better. So you are going to surpass your mentors. Mm-hmm. And that's where you have to take responsibility. Not saying that, no, you're not good enough for me. It's nothing about that. But it's stepping up, finding somebody that continues to stretch you.
Could you be looking for a mentor to help you with a specific task when this task is complete? Hey, friendship continues and there's less of a mentorship, or you can kind of have more of a mentorship at times and then kind of back off a little bit, and then maybe there's more mentorship again. So it doesn't have to be every Tuesday at 1 o'clock we meet for an hour. Is that what mentorship looks like?
No, absolutely not.
In most cases. Okay, so it's just we meet when we meet and we ask for advice. To upgrade mentors, my guess is you have to increase your associations, right? In order to say, well, if I'm sitting here with the two of you and I share with you a dilemma that I have, maybe one of you might say, oh, I have a friend of mine, X, Y, and Z, maybe you should talk to her. She might be somebody that you should create a friendship with. So we can find upgrades and mentors through our existing associations.
Well, if we look at networking, again, I mean, if you look and say, boy, you look through your upline, you say, all right, well, there's 3 to 4 people making a 6-figure income, for example, and then upline of that, oh, here's somebody that's making $500,000 a year, and then it's upline of that, somewhere up, and there's probably somebody, boy, they're making $1 million a year or whatever. And if that's there, then here you look at it, it's almost like climbing a ladder. It's like you move until you've limited out that person. You've reached the limit of that person's knowledge, and you still have this massive gap. Well, then you've got to move on. Does that mean that you flush your mentor? No. I mean, you have a great relationship with them, and you're always thankful for the part they played on your journey to success. But, I remember sitting down with some guys, because one of the other things that happens sometimes in mentoring is people like, oh, you used to have time to work with me, but now if that student didn't move on, and they're like, well, you didn't help me, and you're too busy for me now, because, and I have to sit down with them. I'm like, remember when we started? It's like the total size of our organization was 100 people. Yeah, I might have had, an hour a month or whatever, or 2 hours a month to sit down. But now, the organization's 10,000 people showing up to events, and your organization's still 50 or 20. It's like I have some other people I have to sit down with too. Now, I am not mad at you. You owed me nothing. I'm not upset at all if you choose not to go put thousands of people in. It's totally your business. But don't get mad at me if I go ahead and finish the journey, because we both agreed we were moving to the top of this mountain. And just because I'm keeping moving and you're not, that just means there's further gap. At any point, you can choose to run and catch up, and I'll help you do it. But if you don't get mad at me because I'm still following through on what we agreed to in the beginning.
Right.
I agree. Don't get mad at the mentor. Get mad at your results.
There
because
you go.
when your results is there, your mentor is going to give you the time that you need, or you'll be a student of somebody much greater.
Right.
Can you bring value to your mentor? Have you?
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
How?
The first thing that I found was that most of the mentors I've had, they've got pretty good book tables, CD tables. In honor of that, I'd go back and grab every set of their CDs. I'd promote it to my team, I'd promote it to my friends, and I'll promote that as Christmas gift, birthday gifts. So I actually value the information that they've already put out there. So that's an obvious one. Second one is that when you go for dinner, I'd pick up the check. I mean, here they're spending their valuable time on me, and I'll pay them the dinner, and they appreciate that, because many of the people you're going to have as mentors in your life, they actually don't get their dinners paid all the time. They're usually the person paying. So when you come in and you honor them with paying for the dinner, they know that you value that time. 3 on that list is like, if you actually go out and achieve, that's an honor to the mentor. So when you break the new rank, when you hit that next level of speaking, when you're up on that recognition and you bring in that volume into organization, that is helping the mentor, because then the mentor progresses and you progress, and they take honor in your results. And I'm sure that there is lots and lots of other things that you could do to bring value to your mentor. Like, one of the things that I recommend people is try to find out what their favorite thing is, and then make sure that they get to do more of their favorite thing. So if they like to go fishing, take your mentors fishing, not on your idea of fishing, but at the level they want to be fishing at. If they are a food person, try, if they come into your town, even though you're not going with them necessarily, do some research, find out what's very special of your town, send them the information, and maybe you will get invited. And there could be 1,000 different areas where you know, my mentor likes that. Like, I heard one story from my mentor again, and he said that I had this speaker coming in, I'd really for a long time pursued getting them to fly in. And eventually when I got them to accept, I was going to make sure that they would always come back to my events and speak to me again. So I found out in detail exactly which flowers they like. And I made sure that their suite was prepped with those flowers every single day. And he was right. That speaker had been coming back every single time he'd asked for it. And again, he filled the room with flowers every time. So don't only do it once. Keep yourself to the standard you're setting so that you don't go back.
Right. So you can surprise your mentor. You can, and it doesn't have to be, maybe they're mentoring you financially. You're minus 52,000 on your credit cards. They're up 2 million. So no, you can't take them shark fishing that day. But you can do little subtle things to surprise them. And
well, if that's the case, honor them with cooking at home, so they can see that you're actually serious about saving that money.
Amen.
Yeah.
It's win-win. It's like, I love Covey's book on 7 Habits, and I've taught a lot out of it because it's so clear. In other words, I think you have been fantastic at this. Is hey, as we've built our relationship, I don't ever remember sitting down, let's go through a win-win, let's figure out. No, I just see it's natural. Is you have the same spirit that Orion was just sharing, where you're always saying, hey, how can I provide value? How can I make this a win? And by doing that, and if everybody did that, I love this principle of life, and every relationship you have, if you focus on giving more value than you're getting. Now that's really hard to do the higher you go, because you find such incredible servants. It's like, and people are constantly serving one another, like, man, I think, man, art's serving, oh man, we got to figure out something we can do to give back. And so that becomes a true win-win. And one of the greatest things that a student can do for their mentor is go win and tell the world why they're winning. And then go, it's like, so you know what? It's like, man, if you got a great student that goes out, let's say Bill Walsh when he was coaching football, boy, there were a lot of other great coaches that came out of that, American football.
Yes.
And as they would go out and win Super Bowls, boy, what a feather in Bill Walsh's cap that some of his proteges went out and duplicated the same type of results that Bill Walsh. So that is a legacy that's being perpetuated from mentor to mentoree to the next mentor. So you go out, you make it a win immediately just on providing value. How can I serve my mentor as much as he's serving me? I dare you, try that one. And then long term, go win. So that's the best way to say thank you, mentor, for mentoring me is go produce the results. Better results. The best edification you can give is to pass your mentor. And then go pay it forward by then raising up your own group of people that are passing you. And that is a life well lived.
Well, I would say that's a pretty neat way to end this first part of the mentorship package is why even seek out mentorship? So if you're starting out like Art Jonak, I know it all, hopefully you get some CDs to shut down that thinking. And then start to look for people that have what you want, relationships, health, fitness, money, networking, business. Bring value to them. Put the duct tape on your mouth, listen, apply what they're teaching you, show results, show progress, pay it forward.
Be prepared. Like, I can't tell you how many times people have come into mentoring sessions, either with me or people that I know is mentoring people, and their head go completely blank. And they'll come out of that session and they'll say, I had all of these things that I was planning to ask about, but I just couldn't remember them. So I didn't get what I needed. So be prepared. Write down what you need to ask about before you arrive. That is a fundamental clue of getting the value that you need.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm so privileged to sit here with two of my greatest mentors. And I remember one time I came down to your house, Warren, for a day, and I remember sitting on that plane. You were talking about preparedness. Like, okay, how many CDs have I listened to? How many books have I read? What questions am I going to ask? And you made the entire process so welcoming and wonderful. So I want to thank you for that, the friendship that we've had. And Orion, you and I have had an amazing friendship. And really where I want to kind of wrap this up on the mentoring side is that guess what? Some of your mentors that you go to at first, you may only have an hour a month out of them or an hour every 3 months out of them. But some of them may end up being your best friends. And to me, that is absolutely the most priceless benefit of finding some great mentors.
Absolutely.
So we're always working on us. I hope you're working on you. And next recording, we're going to be talking about the flip side as you now progress into being the mentor and how to handle that side.